There are few games that perfectly capture the joy of mischief, that delightful middle ground between harmless pranking and full-on cartoon villainy. And in 2003, Neighbours from Hell did exactly that. It turned everyday suburban chaos into a slapstick comedy show where your goal wasn't to save the world, but to make your neighbor's life an absolute nightmare, all under the watchful eye of a live studio audience. It was ridiculous, clever, and charmingly mean-spirited in the early 2000s European PC game kind of way. But behind the gags and cartoon physics is a surprisingly smart piece of design, a stealth puzzler wrapped in a sitcom and one of the most memorable niche titles of its era. So today we're diving back into Neighbours from Hell, where it came from, how it played, why it worked, and what made annoying your neighbor so satisfying. Neighbours from Hell was developed by joWood Productions and zuxxez Entertainment, with Relativity Play assisting distribution in certain regions. It released in 2003 for PC and later saw ports for GameCube and Xbox, though PC remained its true home. The concept was wonderfully absurd, a parody of early 2000 reality TV and game shows. Players would stage pranks inside their neighbor's house, all filmed as if it was part of a sitcom called Neighbours from Hell. The game's art and humor had that distinctly European flavor, a mix of Tom and Jerry, Wallace and Gromit and Saturday morning cartoons, animated with expressive 3D models that looked great for the time. The idea came from Alex Pukas and his small team as zuxxez, who wanted to make something comedic and mechanical at the same time. Part stealth, part puzzle, part timing-based adventure. When it released, Neighbours from Hell quickly became a hit, especially in Europe, Eastern Europe and Russia, where its humor and visual style struck a chord. It was localized into multiple languages and in some regions it was bundled with low-cost PC game collections, meaning millions of players stumbled upon it expectantly and, got hooked. A game's good when half of us only discovered it because it came free on a random CD-ROM magazine. It performed well enough that the joWood greenlit a sequel, Neighbours from Hell 2, on vacation in 2004, but we'll save that one for another day. Fast forward to 2020 and Handy Games under THQ Nordic released a remastered HD version on modern platforms including mobile and Switch. While it didn't make headlines, it quietly introduced a new generation to one of the funniest games ever made about being an awful neighbor. At its core, Neighbours from Hell is part stealth, part puzzle and part timing challenge, disguised as a light-hearted prank show. You play as Woody, a cheerful troublemaker whose mission is simple: sneak into his neighbor's Mr. Rottweiler's house and ruin his day in front of a live audience. Every episode or level is framed like a TV show. The goal: hit a high satisfaction rating from the audience by chaining pranks together efficiently. Creatively and without getting caught. Gameplay unfolds across multiple rooms in a side view layout of the house. Each room hides tools, interactable objects and potential prank setups, like dropping soap on the floor, putting glue on binoculars, or heck, even straight up murder attempts. The fun isn't just finding items, it's timing them. You need to plan out routes, predict when Mr. Rottweiler will move between the rooms and pull off pranks while staying unseen, because if he spots you, you just freeze in place, or you need to hide or risk getting clobbered. Complete with exaggerated cartoon sound effects. Getting caught once isn't too bad. Getting caught twice feels like your self-esteem just got hit with a frying pan. There are 14 episodes in total in the first game, each introducing new props, layouts and objectives. Later levels expand the house with new rooms such as the basement, balcony, bedroom and a hobby room. The game's audience laugh meter is the key. Every time a prank lands successfully, the laugh track plays and your rating increases. Training pranks quickly before the laughter ends multiplies your score, mimicking comedic timing. Items can be combined for creative effects. For example, mixing glue with binoculars, giving parrot some spicy treats, swapping toothpaste with shoe polish, and even the smallest items, for example marbles and eggs, became tools of chaos. And every prank has a visual payoff. Mr. Rottweiler doesn't just step on the soap, he slips, yells and shakes his fist at the camera, playing perfectly into the show's TV aesthetic. Between the episodes you are shown your score meter at each episode, and it's a simple but effective feedback loop. Success brings more chaos. There are also some minor but clever touches to the game. A studio audience that reacts dynamically to your performance, a camera transitions that mimic sitcom editing, Mr. Rottweiler's pet parrot and dog that add difficulty acting as a secondary alert systems, and hidden points for style, doing pranks without repetition or setting up elaborate multi-step traps. Honestly, it's like a hitman if you replaced assassination with banana peels and laugh tracks. While each episode lasts only for a few minutes, the satisfaction of discovering every possible prank and prank combinations gives the game serious replay value. And since it is all about rhythm and timing, mastering each house layout feels like learning choreography for a comedy. Plot-wise, Neighbors from Hell is delightfully simple. Woody, frustrated by his rude neighbor, decides to turn revenge into entertainment. The game takes place entirely inside a TV show concept, and every prank you pull is a broadcast to viewers in real time. It's silly, self-aware, and doesn't need deep narrative. The humor speaks through animation and timing. When it launched in 2003, critics were charmed. PC Gamer praised its originality, saying it's one of those ideas so simple you wonder why it didn't exist before. And the GameSpot highlighted the strong presentation and clean art direction. But you know, where there's good, there is bad, and some reviewers criticized its short length. Most players could finish it in just a few hours, but nearly everyone agreed it was funny, polished, and strangely addictive. The game found strong success in Central and Eastern Europe, where it became a local classic, in Russia, Poland, and the Balkans, where I am from. And Neighbors from Hell was bundled with PC magazines and sold in millions. It's probably the only game that could make your grandmother laugh and your teenage cousin rage at the same time. And it also became a sleeper hit in Asia and Latin America through unofficial ports, though the humor sometimes confused local players. By 2004, the sequel Neighbors from Hell 2 On Vacation arrived, expanding the setting and trap but keeping the same formula. The 2020 HD remaster by Handy Games modernized textures, lighting, and UI for consoles and mobile. While it didn't add new content, it reminded fans how timeless the core loop really was. Today, Neighbors from Hell enjoys a kind of nostalgic status. It's still streamed and speedrun, with fans finding new prank routes even 20 years later. It sits comfortably in that weird but brilliant corner of gaming history, alongside titles like The Sims, Team Hospital, and Worms. Neighbors from Hell is a perfect time capsule of early 2000s creativity, a game that took simple idea and executed with charm, humor, and razor-sharp timing. It didn't need violence or epic stakes, just one annoyed neighbor, one prankster, and a live studio audience laughing at every mishap. It's a proof that the game can be small, silly, and still incredibly satisfying. And let's be honest, if they ever made a real TV show based on this game, half of us would watch it religiously. And with all of that said, it's time to end the video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.